Welcome back again to Talk Football Live. It is game week 23 in the English Premier League. And as you guys can probably tell by now, you can see the Arsenal logo, you can see the Man U logo. That tells you something. I'm not sure why the Chelsea logo is there, but the big game this weekend is Arsenal at home to Manchester United. We've got a new friend with us here today, Gloria. Gloria is joining us. Gloria is an Arsenal fan. Welcome, welcome. You guys know ready to throw his jabs. And Charles sitting in the corner. Chelsea's still in the equation this season. So it's gonna be a good show. Hang in with us. But I'll turn it over to Charles now because Charles is gonna run the show. I want to talk about my team for a change. I want to enjoy Arsenal. I've been enjoying our games.
Want to give analysis?
Ayo begged me to run the show today. He said he wants to be a fan. He doesn't want to be an analyst. I want to be an analyst, not just a fan. Welcome everybody as usual. As Ayo said, Gloria, thanks for joining us. Thanks for blessing with your presence. Cincy, welcome back. How are you guys feeling? The big one this weekend, Arsenal versus Manchester United. Y'all excited? Cincy, I know you're excited, Cincy.
Arsenal fans. I'm feeling good about it. I'm feeling excited. I'm looking forward to it.
They beat Man City, so now they're feeling good.
Exactly.
I don't. This is not a Man City thing. It has nothing to do with Man City.
You drew the last game. You drew the last game, and you're feeling like, oh, maybe something is off. No. I think you guys should be confident. Just be as confident as Cincy is. So, on that note, we'll dive into it. Talking about Arsenal and Manchester United. Cincy, I want to start from you, just because you're the one that won your most recent EPL game between the two teams. How are you feeling about this game, Cincy?
Like I said, I'm feeling excited. I'm actually happy about this game. I'm actually happy that this game actually came at this time because for us, I think it's more of an experimental game. And when I mean experimental, I feel like we're gonna, like I said, we use this game to kind of like gauge exactly where is the team, because we just played City, so we are excited. There's a new manager coming in, old Man U boy. So there's just that euphoria right now that is going on around the team. And we also played rival games. So I think that extra ginger was there too. So, but not to take anything away from the team, I think the performance was actually for me shocking, And but now that we are playing Arsenal, a very, very good team, it will now create, like I said, it's going to be more of an experiment. Okay, let's see. Was it really that the Amorim structure was just a little bit too rigid and it didn't allow the boys to express themselves? Or is it just that we were just having that celebration moment against City? So the performance against Gunners will be very, very, very good to see. How are we still playing those same passes? How we're creating chances? How we're defending? How we're controlling the game? What is the midfield battle like? What's defense play like? So those and again, we're playing against a very good team, probably the best team in the world right now. If I have to, say. So what'd you say?
Yeah, they're the real world champions.
Whatever that means. But I'm like I said, I'm gonna be excited to just watch the game. Again, it's gonna be an experimental game. It's gonna be a baseline test for the boys. So that's why I'm optimistic and looking forward to it. Yeah.
Good. Talking about tests, you did mention City. If you could put it to one or the other, do you think your win over City was more of a new coach bounce performance from you guys, or City were just woeful? If you could pick one.
So I think it's a combination of a lot of things, especially after watching City lose to, I don't even know what's the name of that team again.
Bodo Glimt.
Yeah, that team. Whatever that name means. Yeah,
they are popular
lost
now.
To those guys. They won. So I'm thinking, is it that City just going through a spell, or is it that we beat them so bad that they are still hung up over the defeats, or is it that we have just improved, or is it that Amorim's structure was just not what it was? So it's like I said, it's a lot of ifs, question mark. Yeah. So I think it still goes back to my initial statement that I made, like this is a good time to play Arsenal, and I think most of those questions will be answered in this game
against Arsenal,
because this is the best. You're playing the best, so
all right. Sounds good. All right, Gloria, welcome again. I'll go to you. Push Champions League aside. You guys are doing good in Champions League. You're flying high, 7 out of 7. Let's stick to the league. You drew your last game. Unlike Chelsea and Manchester United, you guys drew your last game. I was trying to throw a jab there, but you didn't catch it. How do you feel about facing Manchester United? As since you had mentioned, there's something going on, there's something boiling. This is going to be a real test for them. How do you feel facing the Manchester United team who just defeated Manchester City?
Once again, thank you for having me.
No
I
problem.
think it's just like in the case, going with what Cincy just said. It's also going to be a good test for us now. And like you rightly brought up, we drew not just our last game, the 2 last games. And what I'm hoping for, we're playing at home. This is at the Emirates, good. And we've had like back to back, away games. We're coming back. Yeah, we're coming back home now, and all I would want is for Man U to play exactly the way they played against City against us. Because if you open up against us and you don't set up any low block, it works well for our our control and our transitional games and all that. Because obviously we all saw how City came back, just like you mentioned. Was it because of the beating they got from Man U that they performed the way they performed in the Champions League? But I'll tell you that no, because it's been long coming. We've all seen that City has just been throwing money at their problems. Oh, this person got injured. Oh, let's go buy Gehi. Oh, everybody wants Semenyo, even though we have like 10 gazillion wingers, will buy Semenyo again. And of course, Semenyo came, with that excitement. Yeah. And when he came, he played against Exeter, he played against, the lowly teams, and, he was excited. But you saw what he faced when he had to face, a proper team. So for me, it's a good test for us. And I think if Man U actually plays attacking the way they played against City, it will actually work better for Arsenal, because then we'll be able to remember that our base is usually our defense. So once our midfield and our defense, so as long as we can, control that midfield and keep Man U at bay, I think it'll work well. So I think this is going to be a proper game, because I think the rivalry is back. Carrick being an old boy, Arteta being an old boy. So everything is actually in this game.
Okay. Sounds great. Sounds good. Ayo, anything to add or anything to take away?
I mean, Gloria is right. So I actually, for me as an Arsenal fan, I'm being a bit biased here, but I was actually surprised that Man U game was the first game they lost, because if you guys know, they've lost their main center backs, right?
Yeah.
They had to recall Eleni from Watford to step in, and they were playing Eleni and Kusanov. The game before that, I think, so they've drawn, I think, 3 games in a row, but I expected them to lose the game before that. The game before that was against Brighton. I was surprised they drew that game. And it seemed like Eleni was maybe settling in. But I think we've seen it in the last 2 games that they're very susceptible in the back, which explains, why they rushed and went to get Gehi. Because Eleni and Kusanov are not at the level of what they need when you're trying to challenge for the title, when you're trying to make Europe. Because the other teams that are trying to make Europe are far greater quality: Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, right? The other thing that I noted from that City game was the goals that Man U scored and the goals that were offside, because they scored a couple that were offside. I think they hit the bar as well. Yep. They were all from transitions.
Yep.
Right? Quick breaks, which has been Man U's
bread
and butter all season. So that's something I think we're going to have to watch out for against Arsenal. We have a question at left back because we're missing both Calafiori and Hincapié. Now, that back 4 that we fielded against Forest, Timber and White, I wasn't a fan of it, which interestingly, I think a season ago when Timber first joined, I was very excited that that would be the back four, that Timber would be at left back because, we saw Timber invert in preseason. He played it beautifully, even better than Zinchenko, who introduced us to that role, right? And it didn't quite work out. I don't know if it's because Timber hasn't played there in a while. The goals that we considered against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup, right, were because of White to an extent, right? So I don't know. Again, so is it that Timber hasn't played left back for a while? Is it that White is still match rusty and is not quite up to speed? Because a season or two ago, White was like the best right back in the league. Nobody could get past him. Nothing like got through his side. So I'm either hoping Calafiori or Hincapié are back so we can have a regular back four, or at least that those two are a bit more up to speed with what we need, in this new position that we're forced to play them. Because MLS has not been very good. I like him, but I'm just going to be honest. He hasn't been at his best this season, and he is not the quickest.
Yeah.
So it's against Man U that play quick transitions. You're going to have Mbuemo, you're going to have Ahmad going down that right wing. I don't want MLS to be the one that they're coming up against, because that's going to be a trouble. There's only so much that Gabriel will be able to cover without also exposing the middle.
Okay. Nice. So you did hint at a lot of things. Well, you hinted at a lot of the issues going on with Arsenal's backline, especially on the left back area. Since hearing all that, personally, if you were the coach, what would your lineup look like, considering the issues Arsenal has in that level? Let's assume Calafiori is probably not going to be back. Hincapié maybe not also. And so they're probably going to have to field MLS. Yeah, fingers crossed. Or field Timber. It's going to be a makeshift left back. We're assuming that's going to be the case. Since what's your focus going to be when it comes to your lineup? Now, before you even go there, you guys mentioned transitions at some point, which is my use better and better, like we said. We also know Arsenal can be very good at that also. It depends on who they are playing. Arsenal is, at this point in time, Arsenal is kind of, they can play whichever way suits them or whichever way they desire to play. The likes of Martinelli, what's this guy's name I like so much, who Building doesn't rate?
Marina.
What's the guy? Trossard.
Yeah.
Those are fast guys.
Really?
No. Trossard isn't.
I'm sorry?
No, I said Trossard isn't fast.
No. It doesn't have to be. He's, in my opinion, maybe not fast, but he's the best finisher in your team, in my opinion, right now. Trossard is one of the best finishers in your team. So if he gets the chance, he will take the chance. So Martinelli is fast for transitions. Now we have Saka on the right also who can do the same thing. So now we know Arsenal is probably going to have more of the ball. So giving Man U the chance to use transitions, use counter-attacks. Since the question really is, how do you set up against a semi-weakened Arsenal team in defense?
Well, I think the question would be for Carrick. If I was Carrick, I mean, I wouldn't even worry about. I mean, Arsenal, how they gonna? I'm not gonna think tactical right now because he's a new coach, so obviously he's trying to get his ideas. So I think I'm more focused on how are we going to play. What are we going to do?
Okay.
How are we going to? Because if Arsenal comes in there and plays a weak defense, it doesn't matter who they play. If the defense is weak, if you play well, you will exploit it. It's just that simple. That's just how I say it. So if it's whether they play a weak defense or they play a strong defense, how is United going to approach that game? Like, what are they going to bring to the table?
Okay.
Are we going to sit back and allow Arsenal to take it back out and score? Or are we going to go there and play football and say, you know what? We are up to this.
So let's go. What do you think would be the best approach? Do you expect City to sit in a low block and always look for the counter attacks?
I think knowing Carrick and being a player of United, and if him being through a lot of all these rivalry games with Arsenal, and he's not going to want Arsenal to outshine United on the field, like be it passing, be it just outright play. So he's going to tell the boys to play pound for pound. Like it's going to be they're going to go at it, man, with you guys. If you guys want to pass, they're going to pass. If you guys want to go rough and tackle, they're going to go rough and tackle. So he's been there, he's done that, as compared to somebody who is an outsider who's coming in and doesn't really understand the chemistry or the history behind that game, you know. So he knows the history, he's been there, he's seen it. So he's not going to want to go there and have United just play like the weaker team. He's going to want to prove and say, listen, United has always been there, you know. It's just there to wake up a sleeping lion. So
since what I'm hearing is you don't really care about who starts, who play, just play well.
Yeah, because to me, I think, and I'm not saying it because I'm coming from a United perspective with a new coach and seeing everything that we've been through. I'm not going to want to go in there and start thinking too tactical about the game and trying to say, oh, Capi or Calafiori is playing there. So I mean,
doesn't matter.
I mean, you have to go there and show up.
Okay.
You know, what are you going to do? Whether it's the Luis Kelly or if it's how are you going to exploit Luis Kelly? You know, if you play where you exploit him, it's just that simple.
Okay, fair. Let's go to those who want to think tactically. Since he doesn't care, since he just wants to play ball. Gloria, give me your Arsenal setup. Ideal Arsenal setup with all the injuries that you guys have talked about, all the issues on ground, the fact that Simba hasn't been the best compared to when he first arrived, or what you expected from him, all that good stuff. What is your ideal lineup against Manchester United?
No, obviously, Timber as a right back is being the best right back. We're talking about him playing.
We're talking about him as left back.
Playing as a left back. But I think, in my opinion, even though Martinelli has not been like, because if you're looking at the Man U side, you're gonna be dealing with Ahmad and Mbuemo and maybe Konya at some point. So with Martinelli, I think in this game I'll play Martinelli because as much as we're saying that, we have a problem in left back, Man U's defense is not the best. So we'll have to exploit Man U's defense. And
it's a game of exploit.
Martinelli is actually comes back to help defensively, and he's quick. You can release him. You understand? So in my opinion, I'm thinking if we're going to play Timber, which the left back to me, it seems to be like the problem spot for us at this point. If Timber is going to play there because we want to play Ben White on the other side, I think, and remember that Mascara is back. So we can even play in a back three actually, and play wing backs.
But would you do that? I want to get yours.
Thinking, well, I'm thinking that if that's, if push comes to shove, I'm just thinking, seal off our defense. For me, I'm actually just thinking about it now. With Mascara coming back, he also gives us that, okay. But I've not seen Arteta do that, all season. But I'm thinking, sometimes situations can allow you to think, okay, it didn't quite work out at Forest, even though we know that Forest, they have all this low block set up and everything. That maybe play a back three, which I'm not sure Arteta would do. But if, let's say, we go back to how Arteta would normally play, and maybe he might even play Mascara at right back at this point, and play Timber left back.
Right.
I think ahead of Timber, play Martinelli, because Martinelli will always track back and help him with the defense. So because you need, I think Ahmad plays what, right, or does he play right wing or left?
Right, he plays right wing
so
now.
He's going to be facing Timber. So you need an extra, hand to handle Ahmad, So probably play Martinelli and then bring Trossard from the bench, which obviously he enjoys. When it comes from the bench, a lot of times, is such a smart footballer that a lot of times, you're looking at things and he's on the bench actually looking at it. And when he comes in, he's going to attack, the pain point for the opposition. So in this game, maybe play Martinelli. Obviously, in his mind, okay, he messed up last when we played Nottingham Forest. Maybe now he'll put things right. Because you want an outlet also. So play Martinelli ahead of Timber. If Timber is going to be the one in the left back position, and then obviously the right hand side takes care of itself. Play Saka and whoever maybe in Mascara or Ben White. Ben White is very, very good going forward. I think his injury has actually done something to him. But going forward is there's no one better. It's the tracking back, and with pacey wingers, I know that he has a very he has a hard time dealing with very pacey wingers. But obviously, you'll be facing Mbuemo on the other side. That's if because I think I noticed Carey played Mbuemo as a number 9
Yeah.
against Man City.
Yep.
Played him as a number 9, and then played Dogu, who is also a pacey. Dogu, who is also a pacey, well, winger now, because you guys seem to be playing him on that side. So Ben White maybe will have the help of Saliba. Of Saliba and everything with the pace they deal with that. On this other side, play Martinelli in front of Timber to be able to track back and help, and then also use him as an outlet when we're going forward. And in this game, I'll actually play Jesus,
Okay.
and then bring and then bring Gyökeres from the bench when everyone is kind of tired, because Jesus, because Jesus is going to exploit, he's going to pull. You know how Jesus plays, and when Jesus plays, a lot of times we have some type of reading more than we don't have that space, that big space between the midfield and the striking position, because it will drop deep at some point. Maybe Martinelli also plays better when Jesus plays. So anytime he leaves that, the center forward position, Martinelli goes in. So they have this thing going on whenever Martinelli plays, whenever Jesus plays, something, just a light bulb just always comes up on Martinelli's head. And we need all the pace in this game more than any other game. Because even if you control, I know we're going to be controlling the midfield. If we control and we'll have possession, or even for me, I'll even let Man U have the possession and then set up well at the back. And then when we break away, you have Martinelli to use as an outlet. You have Bukayo, and game on.
All right, interesting.
Yeah.
Ayo, I don't know if I heard something when Gloria said I will start Jesus. I thought I heard someone say, So let's say your take. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? Everything Gloria said.
So I think there's usually a little hint now that comes from Mateta because he has the squad to use, and especially in the last few games where we've had a hectic schedule, right? We played 4 games within 10 days, all away from home, right? What I noticed was Arteta tends to flip his front 3 or 2, depending on the fixture. So if you notice, the game at the weekend when we played Forest, it was Madueke, it was Trossard and Martinelli and Gyökeres who started. Madueke, right. When he played against Inter, he flipped it around. It was Saka, Jesus, and Trossard. The difference, though, now is rather than playing every 3 days, we now, for a change, have a gap of 5 days between that game on Tuesday and Sunday. Place when we face Man U. So I'm expecting Saka to still start this game. I think that would be the only difference. But I expect Gyökeres and, as Gloria mentioned, Martinelli to start again.
Okay.
Against Man U. In midfield, it will be a lot of the same. Back 4, even though I don't think we're comfortable, like I said, my hope is that back 4 knows what they're doing now. And, it will be Timber and White in the fullback positions, and we have Saliba and Gabriel fit. Now, something I wanted to point out, for the first time this season, and I think I discussed it with you, I brought it up in the group chat. For the first time this season, I saw Timber play the inverted role against Forest. We haven't done that all season. Granted, Calafiori's been out. Calafiori hasn't quite been playing as Calafiori from left back has had a free role actually in earlier games when Calafiori is fit. You see him pop up in midfield, you see him pop up as a striker, you see him pop up as a right winger sometimes. Like he had that free role because Calafiori is a very intelligent player. He knows how to find the pockets of space, and he knows how to recover back in time or take the smart foul if needed, if he sees the danger, right, to stop play. So I'm expecting that it's possible that we invert again against Man U one because I don't know. We'll see what happens. I expect that same back four, but I'm curious to see if we have Timber and Vetting again to try and retain better control against Man U because, like we said earlier, Man U are very dangerous on the transitions. We have to stop them from source, right, before those balls get to the wings because once the ball gets out wide to the likes of Ahmad, to Dogo, that's where you have the problems if you're not recovering quickly because the ball is already gone ahead of the players. So that's maybe the only difference in what Gloria said is I would expect Gyökeres to start instead of Jesus. I think, like you said, Jesus does link us better, but Gyökeres does a good job of destabilizing defenses.
Yeah.
So I expect him to still come up against Man U. I'll give you a number before I stop. 32 goals. That is how many goals Manchester United have conceded this season. That's the worst defense in the top 14 teams. But under Carrick, they seemed better. They didn't concede any goal against City. Even though City had their fair share of possession and chances, they managed to keep them out. So we're all still figuring out.
I don't recall City having any chances in that game.
Eh?
I don't recall City having like chances in that game. Alan didn't do anything now. So,
City's problem was defense.
Yeah,
defense. Alan normally doesn't do anything. He doesn't have touches, and then
their defense was actually surprisingly horrible on that day, man.
Horrible.
Yeah, because like I said, they don't have their defense at the moment. They have Elneny and Kusanov playing center back. They have a midfielder in Nunes playing right back.
Rico Lewis.
Oh yeah, it was Rico Lewis.
Yeah.
And it was Rico Lewis at right back, who has played right back, but it's kind of like MLS. He's not that quick. He's naturally a midfielder. He was brought up as a midfielder. Same thing with Nico O'Reilly. Nico O'Reilly is technically a midfielder who's been playing left back for them, right? So they have a back four that technically, like I said, isn't a top four back four.
Yeah.
And another thing that you have to realize is that just like Arsenal plays, City always starts, they start their play from the back. So already their defense is all over the place. So that aspect of their game was already chalked out. We have Saliba. I mean, I don't know if you've noticed now how Saliba brings the ball all the way to maybe midfield, even join the striking, whatever now. So our build-up is usually from the back. So City actually lost all that. So that was why there was a disconnect between the midfield and Allen.
Yeah.
And then obviously Allen is not going through a good period right now. Foden is not playing well. So all the people around Allen they have to play well for Allen to play. Because all he does is collect the ball in a very good spot and bang, go. He doesn't have to join in all the, what's happening in the middle. But because the defense is not all right, the midfield is affected. Obviously now it affects whatever. Getting Gehi, which I didn't want them to get, is going to fix a lot of things. Obviously, it's not going to fix everything because they have a lot of problems. Because Gay can bring the ball forward just like Saliba does, which will help them, right? So for me, mine is going to be facing a totally different kettle of fish in Arsenal. So I don't think we're going. And then Arteta is too smart to allow Thunder to strike twice, because the way Man U was playing against City was almost like, they just get the ball and then they run. So you have to stop. You have to completely shut that down. Especially if Bruno Fernandes, if possible, Zubimendi has to, tail him, because he's the one that, gets all those passes and quick thinking. So you have to cut it off and then let Bruno actually defend. That's how I think, we can.
Bruno.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
Gloria, you said something. We have Saliba. You see how he takes the ball from the back.
Mm-hmm.
When you said we have Saliba, all I heard is you asking Cincy, who do you have?
Oh my
Maguire.
Yeah, Maguire, man.
Yeah,
Maguire shot down Alan.
Legend.
Maguire shot down Alan. Alan, at one point, Alan had the fewest touches in that game. At some point in the game,
But that's usually the case with
I
Alan,
think,
though.
But
He doesn't need too many touches.
dude, he had like 4 touches. Four.
That's why I was saying that I need Gabriel Jesus in this game, because if
Because
you have,
Jokeres is like
Like
Hazard.
that.
You know,
Maguire doesn't like that kind of player.
yeah, Maguire doesn't have. It's going to foul. It's going to cause a penalty with Jesus, because Jesus will be buzzing around him. But with Jokeres is just going to body him. He will back into him, and that's what Harry Maguire wants, right?
Yeah.
But you want someone who is going to trouble Luke Shaw, trouble Maguire, trouble Butcher,
Martinez, Delete, whoever else
Martinez.
be there.
You know, so they want, you want them pulling people out. That's why I'm thinking we did not, because we have this number of days, because we've been like Aya said, we've been playing every 3 days. With this time, Ateta is going to have a lot of time, watch film, and he's obviously going to make the best decision, hopefully. But for me, I think, I actually think that I'd rather we play Jesus, really. And he loves games like this. Jesus loves games like this. The last game,
Hello is still sliding.
yeah, he just loves when it's attacking, when it's the one, calling. Look how I did that, and that was at the San Siro. Look how I did yesterday. I never even, you need something different, and Jokeres is high on confidence at this point. So bringing him from the bench, well, Maguire would have been tired out. Yeah. Okay. No. As in, I'm saying, and then remember we still have Havertz. I don't know. That could be the trump card from the bench.
What's up with that guy? What are you guys going to do with that guy?
He's cooking. Don't worry.
No, Ateta, if you notice,
Havertz.
Oh yeah, Havertz is still there.
Yeah, Ateta is not rushing players back like he used to.
Ateta is scared to start him. He doesn't want to bring another injury.
Yeah, but
because we need him. We need him for March, April, May.
For March, April, because before, when we didn't have the death, we flogged that guy. Last season, the guy was dead on his legs, but he was still playing. So he needs that complete rest. But the guy is very sound here. So I think giving him like 15 minutes in this game could make a difference. We're playing at home.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on. Normally, we'll take predictions for this game, but I'll say we move straight to predictions. We'll flip-flop from, I'll individually pick you guys to predict each game, but when we get to Arsenal Man U, which I believe is the last game of the game week, we're all going to take predictions. Even I will volunteer and give a prediction for that game.
Okay.
All right, Ayo, please pull up the game week list for us. All right. West Ham Sunderland is the first game. I'll start, they say ladies first, so let's be respectful. Gloria, what do you predict for this game? Give us a draw, give us a win, give us why you're giving us a win real quick. I think
a win for Sunderland.
Why?
Because West Ham Stadium is everybody eats.
Wow. Did West Ham win their last game?
Sorry? No,
did West Ham win their last game?
That's the
I think they did.
They did. West Ham.
No, I said that is the other everybody eats stadium. Tottenham Stadium. So
wait.
Yeah, Tottenham doesn't win at home. West Ham doesn't win at home. And then, of course, you have to consider that Sunderland, they've missed all their players to AFCON nations, and they're back. So this is a
can you help us confirm West Ham's last game? Was he at home or away?
It was away.
Oh, and they won. Okay.
They won.
Okay, fair. All right, so Sunderland win. I mean, sounds about right with the way West Ham has been playing, except for last week. Burnley Spurs. Spurs are not at home. So, Cincy, what do you have to say?
I think that would be a
Burnley Spurs.
This was Cincy.
So, the coach is on hot seat, man. I think the guy is
very, very hot. In fact, I think
this might be his last game. If he loses this game, I think this might be it for him, man. So, I think...
But he's playing Burnley, though.
Yeah, I mean, so the point is not Burnley. The point is, it's like, that this is your last straw. So there's pressure on your back, man. So, I mean, I want to say 2-1 to them. I think Spurs, I think they know what the game means. I mean, and if they really want the coach to stay, then they will play for him, right? And they'll get him the win. But if they lose, then it means that they want the guy to just
So which one are you calling?
So if they want him to stay, I think Spurs win. So if they want him to stay, I think Spurs win the game. If they want him to go, I think Burnley wins.
So you can go either way. All right.
Yeah,
Brighton.
this one.
Ayo.
Yeah, Fulham, Brighton. Brighton have been up and down this season. Fulham have been looking good in recent weeks. I thought they might struggle when their Nigerian boys left, but they did okay in that period. And now their Nigerian boys are back, who are starters, Calvin Bassey, Iwobi, both of whom had, very good African Cup of Nations, and Chukwueze, who, has been coming off the bench to play well, scored 2 goals against City. I expect them to win this game against Brighton.
Okay. Manchester City Wolves. Normally I'll give this to Ayo because Ayo has a vendetta against Wolves.
I don't handle.
Ayo had claimed Wolves will not win a game. But
I did not say that.
Ayo, we can put the recordings. Ayo, you did. Just like a few seasons ago, you said, what?
I questioned it. I said, will this Wolf team, that's a difference. I didn't say they won't win. But anyway, go on.
Okay. So, Wolves City. This is one of those games that we don't normally predict or we shouldn't predict. But with the way City has been, doing their thing, can Wolves actually beat City? Gloria, what do you think?
I think City will win this one. And there's a caveat. Gay and Semenyo. But it will be very slim.
What if Gay doesn't play this game?
I believe he'll play. Why wouldn't he play? He's registered. But if he doesn't play, I think Wolves would have watched the game City played yesterday against Bodo Glimt. And they have a very smart coach, Wolves.
And smart and they're bottom of the table.
No, he just came in. Remember, he just came in.
Okay. My bad.
This is the coach that just joined. He was a former Luton coach, who Luton was.
So they can have new
muscle at that time. So they're going to.
So they fired the other guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they're going to compete, and City is playing at home. That's probably the only thing I think will go for City is City, Gay, and Semenyo. That's all.
I don't know why Wolves. I don't know why Wolves even fired their coach. Because does the new coach think he can survive relegation?
No, I don't think so. I think they got him in. They were 2 points for a long time. I think they got him in to stabilize them so that they can go down and come back. There's no way they survive this.
Okay. Yeah. So you're saying a City win?
I'm seeing a slender City win because things can't go this bad. But then if they're still licking their wounds, they may just succumb to another loss.
Wolves. That would be
very. How long has Rob Edwards been in the job now? About 6-7 games.
Yes, yeah, and you can see them. You can actually see because Wolves have good players also. They have players that can hurt you. I don't know what happened to Wolves, even though
just not people.
Yeah, you can also
their defense
sympathize with them because they lost a lot of their good players.
Yeah.
They saw. I mean, Cunha was like a big part of the attack.
Nunes, then Ed Nori.
Nori left.
So, if City wins, it will be very slender, but Wolves will be very competitive in this game.
Interesting. I was hoping someone would say City will win 4-0.
Nah, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
I actually think City will win 5-0.
No.
Okay, that's what I was expecting from someone. Because
no, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think they win 5-0.
No, I don't think so.
All right, so that's not a big score.
I think the City problem, I think it's something is happening internally.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they're trying to.
Obviously, I think the player chemistry is really, really beginning to get to them because, I mean, you guys keep signing all these big players and there are still some big players within your team that are not playing.
I don't think.
So that's going to cause some kind of discomfort. So I think that's what we're probably seeing. And I think you guys understand, like, Pep is like this guy that he's a no-nonsense guy, man. If he doesn't like you, that's it, man. You're not playing. Like, if he doesn't think that you're performing, that's it. I mean, look at Mamouche. All those. I mean, where are they now? He brought in those. I mean, Mamouche had one good game, and after that, he wasn't playing. He brought somebody else. So like, no.
Yeah, I think
They're not
that's their
consistent.
major problem. So that chemistry is
Yeah.
not there. You can tell now if you look at, take Arsenal for instance. Everyone knows their role, and even if that's why I think Arteta came up with the closers, just to make everything, everybody like very cohesive.
Yeah.
And because it's like nobody is like bench warmer, it's closers and starters and all this
Starters
kind
and
of stuff.
finishers.
Finishers,
Yeah.
finishers, and so everyone feels like part of it, because anyone could be called from the bench. Now, unlike when we didn't have a big squad, but City has such a bloated squad, and you see very fantastic players that feel that they should be starting on the bench. And you can never, if you have Man City players in your fantasy team, you're wasting your time, because you don't know who will play.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I always stay away from them, man.
So for me, I don't think it's going to be like a 5-0. You can't just go from so bad to, and they don't have legs in midfield. I don't know if you guys have noticed.
They have Rodri.
And I think it's a matter of time before that Rodri card plays out, man. I think it's about to.
Rodri,
Pep is going to get rid of him very soon. Trust me, because the guy's injuries level is like crazy, man. So to Pep, it's like, bro, if you're not playing, then you're useless to me, man. I mean, you're not playing, so I would rather just give somebody else that your salary that can fill your void. So, and because I think that's the only person that keeps playing on the team, and it's not like whenever he plays, they are winning. It doesn't make any difference whether he plays or he doesn't play. So it's no longer a matter of Rodri is not playing. It's a matter of Rodri is no longer effective.
Exactly.
I don't think we'll see the best of Rodri again this season.
No,
it takes a while to recover.
At least not in the Premier League.
Injury.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah, and they need to accept that, and they have make a plan and move forward from the Rodri effect.
Okay. All right, let's go quick back to predictions. Ayo, let's give you a Bournemouth Liverpool.
Oof, it's gonna be a hard game. I'm gonna go with the draw in this game.
Liverpool that just crushed someone 3-0. Marseille 3-0. Those guys are hot too.
Marseille didn't take their chances. No, Marseille didn't take their chances, really.
That too.
This is EPL. I'm realizing you guys, you're predicting in your favor. You Arsenal fans. Earlier you said Wolves.
No, if you recall, Gloria said Man City will win.
I said Man City will win.
That slim win. She gave me slim win. Only since he called 5-0. Normally on this forum, we always call 5-0 for Man City.
When was the last time City beat the small teams 5-0?
I'm joking. So Bournemouth, Liverpool, you're calling it a draw.
I'm calling it a draw. Yeah.
A draw favors us anyways.
2-2.
Brentford,
2-2 draw.
2-2 draw. Okay. Brentford, Nottingham Forest, Cincy.
Brentford, Nottingham Forest. I say Brentford.
Okay, smooth. I'll give Crystal Palace, Chelsea to Gloria, because Gloria doesn't know our history on this forum. She doesn't know the people who hate Chelsea, who will never give Chelsea a win. She doesn't know the people who love Chelsea. I trust Gloria to give me a neutral prediction. Realize Crystal Palace are terrible right now. They've lost Gay.
I think no.
They must lose Mateta. They are losing their coach. We'll go ahead.
No, I think Chelsea will win this one.
Uh-huh.
Chelsea will win this one. And that's all because of the players that Crystal Palace. They don't have Munoz. Munoz is injured.
True.
So a lot of their players, the partnerships in the back, and their defense was also what helped them. But they have Sarr. They're very, very unpredictable. It will depend on how their coach, because now he's come out and said he wants to leave. So the players all are thinking, and I think Mateta is thinking of leaving. So there's a lot of.
He wants to leave.
Yeah, he's about to join Juve also.
He said today he wants to leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's that?
Mateta.
Yeah, so
come out and said he wants to leave.
Uncertainty.
Oh, Crystal Palace striker.
Yeah. So there's a lot of uncertainty there. So
where will he go?
Juve wants to.
Yeah.
Ayo, can you show real quick Crystal Palace their last 3-4 games?
Yep, they struggled against Sunderland and eventually lost the game. That was the game where Glasner then came out and said he needs help. The boys need help. He said they gave everything, but at the end of the day, he couldn't give the players on the pitch any help from the bench because they only had kids. So
Okay.
if you look at their lineup, so I bring this up because Gehi was no longer there, right? So this is how they lined up after Gehi left.
Okay.
They still have good players.
They still have
Jordan
Watson. They have
Johnson, Pino is a good player. Mitchell is
But against Chelsea, Mateta may not be there also.
Wait, is that
Who?
Johnson from Spurs?
I think he's going to
Mateta.
play. I think it's probably going to play.
Ayo, is
I
that
think
Johnson from
Mateta will
Spurs?
still be available. I
What
don't
Johnson
think he
is
will.
this?
What?
Is that Johnson from Spurs?
Yeah,
Brennan
Yeah,
Johnson.
Brennan.
They just
They
got
just
yeah,
signed him
that's
for
a good
25 million
value.
this month.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
a
the
very
thing
good
is,
value.
Gay was still a Crystal Palace player when they played this game, and he didn't start.
No.
It wasn't?
Was not. It wasn't.
No, he was not. He left. He
Yeah,
left the
yeah,
day
I'd
before.
already-
Remember, Glasner talked about that they ripped out his heart twice in 6 months.
So he had
Gehi
already
right
signed
before
at
the
that
game.
point.
He hadn't signed, but he was no longer part of the squad. The deal
Okay.
was
Yeah,
Okay.
he came out and said he wasn't going to play in his press conference.
Yeah.
That he
Alright,
was
fair.
leaving. Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to what's it called?
Prediction.
The predictions, yeah.
So I think Chelsea should win this, but obviously Chelsea have a rookie coach, so I don't know if it's going to be a game of coaches.
Chelsea have rookies in all positions.
Position. So
Has he played any game? The Chelsea guy,
yeah,
the Chelsea manager.
Yeah, he won today. And he won
It
against
was his best game.
He won
No.
against Brentford.
I think he won against Brentford. He's won like 3. He's played like
He's
3.
won 3 of his 4 games. I mean, no
Yeah,
real
3 or 4.
test yet. His major test was against Arsenal and they lost narrowly.
Narrowly.
But-
Arsenal.
Yeah.
In Carabao.
Carabao.
Yeah.
Oh, what was the score on that game?
3-2.
3-2.
Arsenal won.
At the bridge, though.
Newcastle, Aston Villa.
Okay, so the next leg. Okay, got you.
Yeah, there's the next leg. Newcastle, Aston Villa. Ayo, you want to take that?
Oh, Newcastle, Aston Villa. Man, I feel like I'm getting the tough games. There's some good games this weekend as well. Bournemouth, Liverpool was going to be interesting. Newcastle, Villa is going to be another really good game. Newcastle have been fairly solid all season. They just seem to be struggling to get it over the line sometimes.
Yep.
And it's interesting, like, because I heard you guys talking about Tottenham earlier, right? Tottenham's also struggling in the league, but both teams are in the top 5 of the Champions League. So in Europe, it's like England seem to be just that much ahead of the other European teams, at least like in general. Maybe the top teams like PSG, Barca, Real Madrid at that level or better. But Newcastle is doing well in Europe, even though they're mid-table at the moment. Same thing with Tottenham. Against Villa, though,
Newcastle is at home, though.
they're home. Newcastle don't lose at home.
Anymore.
I think the worst case is that Newcastle get a draw, if not a win against Villa.
I think they win because Villa have a lot of injuries.
Villa are struggling with injuries. They've had to recall Leon Bailey, I think primarily because of the John McGinn injury. And they've sold Malin this season as well, so they needed reinforcement up front. Yeah, if Newcastle don't win, the worst is a draw in this game.
For Villa, Tammy is coming back, so there's hope.
Yeah, but that's not a done deal. And
I know. I'm just highlighting that because could motivate them a little bit.
Yeah, I think Villa is Rogers and Inshallah.
Number and a little Watkins here and there.
No, Watkins just steps up for Arsenal games. That's all.
Okay. All right. Let's jump to Everton Leeds before we go back to the main match of the weekend. Everton Leeds, Cincy. What you make of this?
Everton Leeds. It's a tough one, but don't let me waste time. I would say draw.
All right.
Yeah.
Now the main game. I'll start with Ayo. Arsenal, Manchester United. Give me your objective prediction.
3-1 Arsenal win.
Sounds very subjective. Gloria?
3-1, that's what I'm going for too.
Cincy.
Wait, 3-1 Arsenal. Is that what
That's
you're
what they are
saying?
saying. That's what they're both saying. You are laughing. I'm laughing. We are all
see a
laughing.
penalty.
It shock you?
I see a penalty.
Ah.
Nah. I don't see 3-1. I think this is going to be. I think there's going to be a United surprise in this game. I think United will
So
surprise.
of course, United surprise. That is a win, and then they brought down to earth. That's a surprise, yeah.
No, seriously, Sissy, let us know what you mean by United surprise. Are you saying United?
I think there's going to be a United surprise. And what I mean is that United is going to come into that game. They're going to start playing. Arsenal is going to be like, this is the same. They will realize what is going on by the time when the game starts. But I don't know. I think it's gonna be an interesting game, man. You know.
So are you calling the win?
By surprise, you mean Man U score first?
2-1 United.
2-1 United.
Okay.
United win.
Yeah.
That's what you said.
United win. Yeah. Wait, we are playing like wait, right? Yeah.
At the Emirates, right?
I think a draw will be fair. To be honest, a draw will be fair.
No, a draw is not fair for us.
Since you hold your prediction,
A draw will be fair for United.
Since called the United win.
But I think United 2-1. United shocks Arsenal.
Good. Ayo, when he said 2-1 United, you were like United win. You were surprised. You called an Arsenal win. Why are you surprised?
Because I know the team that Arsenal is,
and
I know what Arsenal is.
And I think this game might be a makeshift for United. It might be the game that actually turns things around for United. I mean, I'm just saying. Again, it depends on how the game comes out.
Okay.
It depends on the outcome.
It always.
If the game goes the way I think it should go in my head, then I think things are going to spiral well for United. You know. Now, I'm not saying that's going to take anything away from Arsenal. How Arsenal reacts to this outcome, it's totally up to them. You know. I don't know how they will react.
But my thing is, United is going to come with such an overzealousness about them. Casemiro may get a red card.
And it will create gaps.
No, Casemiro may get a red card in this game.
I won't mind that.
Either Casemiro or Martinez may get red cards. Because they'll be so up for it. And Arsenal has grown. Games like this, they don't jump into it again. If you compare our games last year, the number of red cards and yellow cards that we're just picking, even though some of them were not, warranted, but that excitement of wanting to do things, that win against Man City for Man U may just give them a false, hope, and then they'll come into the game thinking that everything has to be rushed. Arsenal now knows how to just control games. Let the opposition do what they want. Show us what you want to in the first few minutes. Show us. Obviously, maybe, and then the crowd, maybe they might keep the crowd quiet for a little bit, but just one tackle, just one mistake by a United player. I'm saying this because our midfield is so mature now that we don't just rush and rash. We don't do all those rash jumping into tackles, which is where I'm very suspicious of someone like Casemiro. And then I noticed against Man City, Carrick played Kobe Menu. Kobe Menu may be wanting to show why I should have been playing when Amorim was there.
I think he did that against City, though.
I like Menu. He had a good game against City.
It was at home.
So
this home advantage is very, very, home players when they play away from home, sometimes you look at basketball. A lot of times you see players playing so well when they are home, but sometimes all these things don't carry. Dallo could have been sent off even at home, but I think that home advantage actually helped him because the crowd helped. This if Dallo tries what he tried at Old Trafford at the Emirates, the crowd are going to send him off. Not the ref. The crowd will send him off. So it's a lot of this game needs a lot of maturity, which I think Arsenal so far this season has shown a lot more than any other team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready for my own prediction?
Go ahead.
Seriously.
You're a Chelsea fan now, so
No, as of right now, I'm nobody's fan. I'm just a neutral guy.
Okay.
This you're predicting a win.
You're not a Chelsea fan.
It's possible.
You said what?
You guys are predicting. Since it's predicting a win and it's possible. You guys are predicting an Arsenal win. It's possible too. The thing is, I would love to join since the show to be 2-2. 2-2 versus 2. But I think there's going to be a Man U surprise, as Cincy said, but it's not going to be a win. I think Man U is going to play really well, shock Arsenal, as Cincy said, and it's going to be a draw. Good, going to be a 2-2. Even it could be a 3-3. Actually, I don't know if Arsenal is going to concede 3 goals, so I'll give it a 2-2 draw. I think this game is going to end the draw, and it's going to be a very, very, very interesting game.
Arsenal haven't considered 3 goals in over 2 years.
I think the last time
that's why I said
it was
it's
against
Luton. I changed it.
Was Luton. Luton was the last game. Luton
So
was-
2-2 draw is what I'm calling it. Since you said a win,
I tell you one thing too.
Arsenal win.
As Man U is going to concede 2 set piece goals and two open goal.
So yes, I thought you said 3-1.
No, I just remembered our set pieces right now.
So it's 4-0
I didn't
now.
consider set pieces when I was thinking about it.
Interesting.
4 in the net.
4.
Yeah, it may even be a Harry Maguire on goal. Because sometimes
I don't know Harry Maguire.
No, because sometimes if we don't even score, we tell that the other teams help us score.
Yeah, we have an own goal striker that
Yeah.
also comes in every now and then.
Sounds like y'all getting cocky. But yeah, let's wrap it
No,
up.
no, it's not being cocky, but I think really Arsenal has the overall.
Hey, when you did that, when Topsy and Lobster.
Yeah.
When
I remember very well. It always plays out for you well, since you don't worry. We'll be back here. But on that note, guys, this has been wonderful.
Awesome.
Arsenal, Man U, always fun to watch. Always nice to have you guys here. Sissy, thanks for joining us again. Gloria, welcome to the team. And
Thank you.
glad to have you today. We'll be glad to see you here again.
Yeah, thank you.
Co-host Ayo, we're glad you came through today also. Thank you for analyzing Arsenal well. And the viewers, we're very glad you stuck with us to this point. Remember to subscribe, share, and keep watching. Have a very wonderful night.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.